Right, let's get straight into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're breaking down Michael Carrick's absolutely crucial pre-Hull City press conference. The new season is finally upon us, the games are coming thick and fast, and man, it is time to get the hype train rolling. Are we about to walk into a newly promoted trap? We've got a ton of ground to cover today, from major injury updates to some really interesting tactical shifts, so let's just dive right into the facts.
Look, before we even think about hitting the pitch on Saturday, we have to ask the ultimate question staring us all right in the face. Is this squad genuinely prepared? Because let's be totally honest here, there's been some serious, lingering injury anxiety hanging over the fan base all week. Now, Carrick did mention he's really encouraged by the work done in preseason and he's feeling good, but you and I both know that feeling good and actually being ready for a ruthless Premier League trap are two completely different beasts. The intensity is going to ramp up tenfold the second that whistle blows.
Which brings us to our first major topic today, Mason Mount. Are we hitting the panic button, or is there absolutely no drama here? You know how it is. It's actually fascinating to see the total social media meltdown contrasted with Carrick's ultra-calm reality check. Online, the narrative was just spiraling totally out of control, right? Everyone was convinced Mount was facing another devastating long-term injury. But Carrick's reality? He says it's just a minor mock, literally no drama. We're talking maybe a week, maybe 10 days on the sidelines tops. He mentioned it's a bit touch and go for the weekend, but even if he misses out, he'll be right back in the mix next week. So we're talking about a localized, short-term issue here, not some chronic crisis. Carrick basically put it as bluntly as possible. He said, and I quote, "He's picked up a little bit of a knock, it's no drama, he's a top player, and he'll be back very, very soon." He was really keen to stress that Mount was actually fantastic in the early stages of preseason, genuinely one of our best players out there. This minor setback is just part of managing a top-tier athlete who's missed some football recently and desperately wants to get his rhythm back. The guy wants to play every single minute, and the medical staff is really just doing their due diligence to make sure a tiny 7-day knock doesn't accidentally turn into a 2-month nightmare. Speaking of no drama, let's switch gears and talk about the massive hype building around a guy who is looking absolutely electric in training right now. Let's get into Rashford's return to form. According to Carrick's latest update, ever since returning to the squad in Dublin, Marcus Rashford has come back fantastically well. I mean, he is ticking literally every single box for physical readiness. Carrick specifically pointed out that he looks exceptionally fit, he's super sharp, he's incredibly strong on the ball, and honestly, most importantly for his mindset, he's actually enjoying his football again. And we all know when Marcus Rashford is smiling and physically robust, Premier League defenders are in massive trouble. He is totally primed and ready to go. But with him looking this sharp, the huge question for all of us tacticians trying to predict the lineup is exactly where he's going to be deployed against Hull. Does he stay pinned out wide to isolate the fullback? Does he lead the line right down the middle? Where exactly does he slot into this current front line? Well, the crucial takeaway here is that while he can absolutely play through the middle, even if Carrick admits it isn't necessarily his absolute favorite position, the manager absolutely loves the tactical flexibility Rashford provides across the entire front line. Carrick made a huge point that the team now has forwards who give them total fluidity right across that attacking third. And why does this matter so much to us? Because fluid, dynamic rotations completely confuse rigid defensive blocks. If Rashford can seamlessly swap with our wingers or drop in as a false nine, he pulls opposing center backs completely out of position. That creates massive gaps for our overlapping midfielders to exploit. Having that fluid option isn't just a luxury, guys, it's going to be a massive, chaotic weapon for us this season. Now that our attack is looking locked and loaded, let's smash a totally ridiculous narrative that's been floating around the media all week. Let's talk about the Hull City trap. So a bunch of pundits looked at the fixture list, saw a newly promoted team, and casually threw around the phrase favorable start. Well, Carrick brutally rejected that. His exact words, "It's not favorable. I don't think it's an easy thing to throw out there. It's pretty ridiculous." And he's spot on.
He warned that newly promoted teams playing away from home bring this incredibly dangerous freshness. They carry a massive buzz, all that momentum from their promotion, and just pure adrenaline from arriving in the Premier League. They've got a lot of new players, making them a totally unpredictable unknown quantity, playing with absolute zero pressure. The squad is fully aware of this psychological trap coming for them on Saturday, and they are preparing for a relentless, incredibly tough 90 minutes.
And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates exactly why United needs a fully locked in, prepared, and deep squad to handle these kinds of unpredictable challenges. Which brings us perfectly to our next point: transfer deadline squad building. We've definitely got some glaring squad needs right now. Just look at the fact that Luke Shaw is currently sitting there as our one and only pure first-team left back in the entire squad. That is a massive tightrope we simply cannot afford to walk all season long. But the good news? Carrick is dead set on making the most of any market opportunities to finish this window significantly stronger than they started it. The club isn't just sitting on their hands. They're actively working the back channels to improve our depth, push the project forward, and Carrick seems to genuinely believe they are in a great position to execute exactly that before the deadline slams shut. All of this intense preparation, the calculated squad building, the tactical flexibility on the training ground, it all points to one absolutely massive, unavoidable number hanging over the entire club: 13. Yep, it has been 13 long, painful years since United last won the title. When he was asked what it actually takes to finally get over the line, Carrick didn't back down for a second. He knows it's a huge jump, a whole new echelon to reach as a collective group, but he firmly believes that the potential is right there in that dressing room. He says it's exciting, they are pushing for it every single day, and they just have to believe they can do incredible things. So the real question is, will Carrick's pragmatic calm and this newfound tactical flexibility finally be enough to end a 13-year drought? Or is this whole City trap going to be the first domino to fall in another turbulent season? If you want to stay way ahead of the tactical curve as we find out and get the sharpest analysis on every single game, your next step is to hit that subscribe button for Yellow Card right now. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you guys for the next breakdown.